Alrighty, how we doing? Little anatomy biomechanics lesson here. I hope this helps somebody out there who maybe has, whether it's more pronated feet, collapsed ankle, scoliosis, left AIC pattern. This is a good one to have back pocket. And the reason I want to show this is because now that I've been back at Stevens, a lot of my student athletes, the last time they saw me, I was in that knee sleeve chronically for months actually. So for them to see me now moving around how I am, it's still not 100%, but it's certainly a lot more from when they last saw me. It's close to 100%, I would say, close. But I want to go over some of the strategies that I've been used over the course of the summer, and I'm still using at this point, whether I'm training, recovering, or on my feet at work, things like that. So one thing that I've been doing that has been helping is I have a chronically overpronated left foot. This was the knee that was injured. Really, it stems from a left hip internal rotation issue, and really that stems from the structural mechanics that stem from the scoliosis. So I've been much more diligent with my left IR work at this point, as well as my right ER. But I've always had a naturally flatter left foot than my right. So one thing that has helped me out with retraining the arch muscles of my foot has been putting a paper arch underneath the arch of my foot, right? Lining it up right underneath the bone of the big toe and right at the base of the heel, right in that fleshy area. I don't want to go too deep. So it should land, give or take, right on the arch. And specifically, I want something paper-based so that my foot can flex over it. That's the one thing that a shoe that gives you a stiff arch can't really do. You can kind of think about it as, since the muscle doesn't need to work, why would it? But if it never does, it will start to restrict the blood flow to the area. In other words, you only will notice it when it's not ready to perform and it's trying to force blood flow in there, and it'll hurt. Think something like plantar fasciitis. So here's a good visual of how this has helped me. Without the arch, all right, I'm trying to relax my foot. It's about this height with the arch. But in particular, you can see my anterior tibia is starting to externally rotate excessively out. And what that really stems from is the left femur dropping in and trying to make space for internal rotation. So it's as if the leg is extending just a little bit more, right? Femur is twisting in, so this is twisting out, so this is pronating back in. That's also why for the longest time I thought my left leg was longer than my right. That's not actually the case. It's just my left hip is stooped lower than my right. I have a right hip hike. Both legs are actually identical in length. So what we'll do, line this up underneath the heel, or underneath the arch, excuse me. So now look, something that I can squeeze with my toes and the balls of my feet will allow me to drive my knee relatively straighter as I still work on releasing the tension in my tibia and soleus in particular. So when I'm going to train, obviously throw on like a tight sock. That's the one thing about this little getup, is you don't want to tape it in there, because again, then you're restricting the mobility of the foot. And really I'm viewing it as more of a training aid, more so even than that knee sleeve. Make sure it's nice and tight. There we go. Good. And I'll slip on a comfortable pair of shoes. And I'm ready to go for training. It's like I got a brand new foot. Hopefully this helps somebody out. Give it a shot. Remember, I used one paper towel one paper towel. That's all you need. Doesn't need to be anything excessive. You probably have to rotate it through 2 or 3 times over the course of the day, but it's helped me out. It certainly feel like it's lined up my hips the first 3-4 days was a little uncomfortable in my hip, but I knew it's just because it was driving my left hip up slightly. And I've definitely gotten used to it, and my left arch muscles are kind of coming back in order. So let me know how it goes.